wrong. You did this, this, and that. You said, let me tell you where you went wrong. And you left enough pause for me to ask, where did I go wrong? So I asked it. Yeah, what's up, y'all? Y'all miss me? Y'all miss me? Y'all miss the QVNSB. Yeah, I'm back with another one, y'all. I know it's been a little while, and I probably only promised myself, I probably didn't even say it on camera, that I was gonna stay consistent, which I'm glad that I ain't promised y'all that I was gonna stay consistent, because I lied. I lied, I'm not consistent. This shit is hard. I want to commend y'all folks that's out there that really makes these videos, editing, like not even just story times, because I just feel like story times is the easiest thing you could do, but like doing other stuff and editing that is so hard. I even had put out a video with me doing a voiceover. They copyrighted that shit so fast. Yeah, so that's not out, but yeah, no, actually, what drove me to come back, y'all, is that I need to vent. I need to vent real quick because my feelings aren't hurt. They was hurt yesterday, but today I feel confident. I feel confident in where I'm at. I feel like decisions were made, things were done, and I don't regret it. That's what I feel like. And you know, I had a situationship, I'm gonna say. I was in a situationship with this guy, and as of today I realized I might not ever fuck with him again. And it's no hard feelings or nothing, but we just aren't compatible, and that counts. He's very attractive, he's just we just not compatible. Like, but let me tell y'all, let me get into it. So, oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to tell y'all, I don't want to have to go too far back. While I've been gone, I've been dealing with this guy. And from, I wouldn't say from the beginning, but from the second link up, I'm gonna say. From the second link up, I would have said that there might have been some red flags that I should have just walked away. Like, but at this point in my life, I felt like I wanted a relationship. So I'm trying to stick around to see where this is gonna go. You feel me? And he's a very upstanding guy. Like, I don't think I can say too much bad about him other than him having a stick up his ass. And that's why I'm gonna name him Stick, because he's very, it's hard to describe it, but if y'all know a person with a stick up their ass, you know. You know. But yeah, he's very he used the word discipline a lot, and he is a very disciplined guy. So yeah. And I felt like he wouldn't cheat on me, honestly. I feel like my biggest things in a relationship, don't cheat on me and be honest. And I feel like he checked those boxes for me, and I didn't have too many other boxes. You were attractive, you don't seem like a cheater, and you're an honest guy. What's up? So, you know, I was talking to him and whatever, and yeah, the second link up, there was about a red flag, but I'm not gonna go into that just yet. I'm gonna tell you guys about yesterday, because yesterday and oh wait, okay, at this point it was 2 days ago. 2 days ago and yesterday, it didn't have anything to do with him, but I was venting to him about my problems, and his response is really why I'm not fucking with him. So, Jesus, I'm sweating. I hope y'all don't see that on camera. Sorry guys, my armpits be sweating, but yeah. So yes, 2 days ago I was leaving out for work, and as I was leaving out, my neighbor was going in the house, and that lady was parked on my car. Like, here's my car and here's the lady car. This is what they were doing. And my car doesn't have a bumper right now. We're not gonna go into why I don't have a bumper. It's a crazy story. But I don't have a bumper. So what the fuck you think she's on when she's right here? And as I'm getting in my car, she's getting out of her car. And I was faced with decisions. Like, you ever have one of those math problems or word problems and you're like A, B, or C? Yeah, so I was faced with A, B, or C. So I got in my car and she's fumbling. She's literally standing in her doorway, fumbling with her keys as if she was, not even keys, she was fumbling in her car. Like she was doing something in her car. Like she was, bitch, whatever she was doing, she's fucking faking it. Cause bitch, go in the house. Go in the house. I was really sitting in the car like, she's standing right there. I can either A, say something to her, B, ram her shit on the way out, or C, just leave and go to work because I'm leaving for the night. I won't even be here. It really doesn't matter. Only 2 cars on the street. It's mine and hers. You could have scooted your ass up, or I could just scoop my ass back. But I chose C. But how I chose C was a little different. I went in the house. I called my mom. I had to talk to some people and make sure I wasn't the one tweaking. So after I realized she really did have me fucked up, I had to decide what I was gonna do. And I'm like, you know what? At that point, like when I was leaving out, I was gonna make it for work. But by the time I was really contemplating what I was gonna do, I made myself late. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave. I'm just gonna choose C. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go to work. Whoop-de-whip. So I go to work. I have a decent day or whatever. I just so happen to work with my not significant other. We're not dating. What did I just call him? Situationship. The stick. I work with the stick. So I go to work and me and the stick are in the same area, working area. We're actually really close. So I'm telling him about the situation. I basically hung out with him the whole work shift. And as I'm telling him the story, there are little things about him, like, he is a perfectionist. I think that is a good word to use to describe him. He is a perfectionist. And it's like, I've never met anybody who points out so many of my flaws but still fucks with me. Like, you don't like me. You hate me. But like, he always, somehow, I always have some type of flaw that I need to work on. And he somehow points it out in the most random ways. Like, we could be talking about cereal and he's like, you tell a story too long. He actually told me that. And I went back and watched my videos. I might tell stories. Not even that I tell them long, but I might repeat some shit because I want to get my point across. I might repeat some shit because I want to get my point across. So yeah, he has a problem with that. And he told me about that as I was telling him about the lady parking on my car. Like, fuck my story and this lady parking on my car. He's just like, oh, well, I don't know what the hell he said. It wasn't too much, but you know, that happened, right? And I've been chill. I barely ever talked to that lady. I talked to her one time. She gave me some apples and told me about church, and that was it. So I'm like, you know, I don't have no beef with this lady, but I'm more of a don't start no shit, won't be no shit type of person. And it's been a little minute since I played in my petty. So like, I was wondering, should I pull the petty card? Should I be petty? I wanted to ram into her car. That's all I'm gonna say. I wanted to hit your car because you hit mine. So, but that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so the next day, I mean, that happened, right? Next day, same situation. I was going to work. I was actually at work this time. So I'm at work and having to describe this situation would be me having to describe my work, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna just say, I'm gonna say what I should have said to my situationship. I keep wanting to say significant other. I'm gonna say what I should have said to my situationship. Now, when I came up to after this incident happened at work, I went to my situationship and I was just venting about the problem. And the gist of it was, I'm scanning some stuff, and the person who was working next to me just started knocking shit on the floor. And I started to pick them up. But when I picked them up, he started knocking more shit on the floor. And I was like, you know what? The dust couldn't even clear before I got all my shit and got the fuck out of there. And once he knocked shit on the floor, because it's a dusty ass building, the dust couldn't even pop up from the floor before I was gone. And once I heard that box hit the ground, I said, fuck is you doing? You lost your mind. You lost it. And you really lost it when you thought I was finna pick. Then they not even just regular boxes, they big heavy fucking boxes. Why are you knocking big heavy boxes on the floor? And you think I'm gonna pick them up? And I really was at first. I was. But then I was like, you got me fucked up. You got me fucked up, so I left. I walked off and I just started to do a different job in a different area, you know. And but I needed to, every time somebody had me fucked up, I gotta talk to somebody to confirm if I was tweaking or if that person was tweaking with me. So I always have to confirm. And I had talked to somebody before I even went to the situationship. I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna write it down. Okay, guys, can I just call him my significant other? He's not, but I'm just call him that, okay, guys? Because I'm not gonna keep saying this. I'm not gonna keep pausing, trying to remember. So, the stick. I'm just calling him Stick, okay? The Stick. So I went back over to the Stick, right? I went back over, I went over to the Stick and I'm telling him about the situation. Like, the gist of it was, I was working, the guy started knocking shit on the floor, and I started to pick it up. But when he started knocking more shit on the floor, I left. Could have been short and simple like that, but you know, I'm talking to the Stick. I'm talking to a guy who kind of mattered to me a little bit, just a little bit. So, you know, I'm venting. I want to tell him all the details. I want to tell him what it smells like over there. I want to tell him what the clouds look like from that area of the building. I want you to know the details. I want you to be an empath and be the person who just went through this with me. You feel me? I want you to feel this. So yeah, I'm gonna give you more details. I told him more details. And he basically was like, oh, you know, you repeat a lot of stuff. And, oh, you know what? It wasn't even that. I mean, yeah, he said that too. But he was like, he basically tried to tell me where I went wrong. Because the guy who was knocking stuff on the floor, he barely spoke English. But he spoke enough English. Like, you know, he's like, no closed door type shit. Like, don't close the door. He would say, no closed door type thing. You feel me? So he knows English. He just don't know little pieces in the English, but you know, whatever, he knows enough. So my stick says where he basically, like, I tell him the situation, he's telling me where I went wrong. And I already walked away from that situation with confidence, because I say, you know, I am a person who stands by leaving a person exactly at the millisecond where they had you fucked up. And the millisecond that nigga, that wigger, mixer, okay, let me stop playing. Let me stop playing with y'all. The minute that guy had me fucked up, I left. Like, so I go over here and I'm talking to Stick, and he's like, yeah, you messed up because you should have told him not to knock the boxes on the floor. Bitch, did they tell you in training? Like, the common sense would tell you that boxes, if boxes was not on the floor to begin with, why the fuck are you knocking it all on the floor? And then it's like you're just knocking so many of them. And it's like, common sense, why would I have to tell his ass, don't knock no boxes on the fucking floor? Telling me I went wrong because I walked off instead of telling him, don't knock no boxes on the floor. Then he's like, oh, you said he don't speak English. Maybe he don't understand. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? And I became, y'all, my necklace is broke. But you know, I'm trying to tell him pretty much that he got me fucked up. I'm trying to tell Stick that you got me fucked up for thinking that I was supposed, that's not in my job description. I don't get paid to do that. The fuck? What? So yeah, no. Hold on. So yeah, he's talking about some, yeah, you said the guy barely speaks English, so maybe he just don't understand. I said, no, baby, you don't understand. And you know what? That's another thing. This is another thing that we get into it about. Not even get into it, but this is another one of my flaws. This is one of my flaws that he pointed out that he says that I have, is the fact that I don't let him finish a train of thought. That's what he said. I don't let him finish a train of thought because I just keep on going. Like, and I feel like let me describe how he talks, because I just feel like he talks slow. Maybe you just talk slow. I don't mean to talk over you, or even when I'm talking with my friends, I don't know, we talk over each other. We blurt out things. I don't know, but he really, like, you know how when y'all was first learning about, be quiet. You know how y'all was first learning about punctuations and shit, and for a comma, you take a breath, and for a period, you know, that's the end of a sentence. You just, those are breaths. I think he really uses those. Like he takes the time to lick his lips and breathe or some shit. like, because he was like, before he got to telling me where I went wrong, he said, let me tell you where you went wrong. And I said, where did I go wrong? Like, let me, it's literally, he said, let me tell you where you went wrong. Where did I go wrong? I'm finna tell you where you went wrong. What? Your ass is breathing, and so you should have said, this is where you went wrong. You did this, this, and that. You said, let me tell you where you went wrong. And you left enough pause for me to ask, where did I go wrong? So I asked it. Like, fuck, you was breathing and licking your lips. What? Why didn't you just tell me where I went wrong? Or, you know, but that's just one sentence. You feel me? There's multiple sentences where he's talking, and I guess he didn't finish his thought. I guess he didn't finish his sentence because he's like, let me finish. And I'm like, well, I didn't know you wasn't done. The fuck? Was that a period or a comma? Was that the next person's turn? You raise your hand when you ready to go. And you let me know when it's my turn. How about that? But that's one of the things we keep getting into it with, because because he says that I talk over him, or I won't let him finish sentences. But regardless, because I was gonna try to work on it. I was really gonna think that was my problem and really gonna try to work on it until yesterday when I told him about Buddy knocking fucking boxes on the floor and how he had me fucked up, and I left the millisecond he had me fucked up, and he's telling me, oh no, you was fucked up because you ain't help him. Why the fuck would I help him pick up boxes that he knows not to knock on the fucking floor? I just don't know. But as we was talking about it, I don't know, he kept trying to explain how I was supposed to baby a nigga. He said, yeah, you supposed to baby a nigga and help them because whoop. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. I didn't care to hear it because I know you're wrong, and I don't, like, am I wrong for not wanting to hear him tell me how I'm wrong? Am I wrong for me not wanting to hear how he thinks I'm wrong? How he thinks I'm wrong, you feel me? So, because I've already had confirmation talking to somebody else that Buddy did have me fucked up, and I was right to just walk off and not say anything. Because I'm telling you, the minute that shit hit the ground, I walked away, grabbed all my shit and left. And Stick was like, yeah, you should have stayed. And we're going back and forth, we're yelling at each other, and that's my final straw with Buddy ass. Cause I don't care. Like, I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. You're not gonna be sitting up here yelling at me, for one. Two, I don't know, he don't make me feel good. Like, you make me feel like I always have problems. Like I'm a big ass flaw or something. Like I get it. There are things that I can work on, and I have been working, you feel me? I've been working on myself, but you're not gonna make me feel like the things that you dislike about me is my flaw. You're not gonna make me feel like that. So, and then I'm gonna tell you guys that first red flag when I should have not fucked with him, because the second time we had linked up was when I realized I might talk too much. Because we're sitting in a car hotboxing and just having a normal conversation, and as we're talking, he just yells at me. He's like, let me finish. And that was the first time. First of all, I still, like, this is a fresh meeting. We're freshly meeting each other. You're yelling at me. But I ain't gonna lie, I wanted some dick, so I ain't gonna lie, I wanted some. So I stuck around. Yeah, he yelled at me and I ain't like it, but I stuck around. And he put that little frustration on me. Fuck you, tone. But yeah, no, after that first time, after that, I don't know, like, I would have thought that we would have grown closer, but the more I hang out with him, the more I realize it's not that I don't like him. I just don't think we are compatible. And I think if we really was to be in a relationship, we would argue more than anything. Like, I know, I can tell when I'm around people who, like, I can be around people who I don't like, but I can tell if I were to be myself, we would get into it a lot. There's a couple of guys that I kick it with that I know I would get into it with them if I wasn't here for some dick. But, you know, I shut my ass up. I let them finish. You feel me? Because I know what I came for. But, you know, I'm at a point where, you know, I'm at a point where it's just not worth it. You feel me? Like, yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't deal with this. I shouldn't be dealing with this. Like, and two is not my man. You're not my man. I'm not gonna have you yelling at me and telling me where I'm going wrong and you think, baby, you got it. You got it. But yeah, so yeah, that was my little story time. That's my little story time on that. I'm gonna come back with another story time because I want to tell y'all a little more about him. So my next story time, I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit more about him because I like him. I do, but I don't like him. Like, you ever look at it's a judging a book by its cover type of situation, because when I first saw him, I'm like, oh, he's attractive. You know, I might fuck with him. He's an upstanding guy. He's talking about discipline and shit like that. He's working on himself and getting connected with God and stuff like that. Like, I like him, but the more I hang out with him, by the way, he's a Virgo, which is another reason why I wanted to see if we could take it somewhere, because I ain't never fucked with no Virgo. I'm a Virgo. So 2 Virgos, let's see how this go. But yeah, no, he is a perfectionist and you cannot be around him. Like, I feel like every time I'm around him, he's always judging me. Like every little thing I do. He's the type to be like, I don't like the way you chew. Bitch, why is you watching me eat my food? Like, yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I'm done with it. On to the next one. Who's next?